After that black skinned up, I took a little bit more wherever I saw it, put it on my finger that time, and went around. Doesn't that look nice? So that's all ready for the concrete pavers. Got it all nicely patched in there. Over in here too. And so tomorrow, I guess I'm ready to reinstall this stuff here. I want to make sure it goes down nice and flat. I also have to remember to get those little plastic shims, remember? And measure them and cut them because of the thickness of this. This is about 1/8 of an inch thick or so. See there? And this next row of tiles stops right here, right there, about this edge. So then when the next tile goes down here, there's going to be a little bump right there. Even though I'm going to put this 1/2 inch material down plus this stuff here, that's going to roll over this edge. It's going to go down and it's going to roll over, but there's going to be a slight depression right in here when I put that next row of tiles there. And those tiles are super heavy too, and they could depress down about 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to take some little plastic shims, and they're going to be in line with these tiles because the next row is offset from here over, and then the next row down here are in line with those. So where those are, I'm going to put one shim here, one here, and one over here. So 3 shims per tile. And see, I've got full shims, or full tiles, 1, 2, 3. See where that one comes? Fairly close to the edge. So the last little tile, I don't know if I need to put a little shim there or not. Maybe. Might have to put a little shim right in the corner too. One there and one over there in that corner. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, and I've got 12 little plastic shims I bought at the store. Okay, I gotta remember to do that in the morning before I lay this stuff down, because I want to put it right down on the floor. I thought maybe I could put that stuff down first and then put the shims on top of that. I could do that too, but you know, I think it'll be better if I just set them down on the floor and be done with it. We'll see. We'll see how it goes in the morning. If I do it later, then I can put the floor down, then I can put the shims on top of that. I could do that too. And then when I put the shims, if it doesn't work out, I can lift the tile up, cut the shim a little bit smaller or whatever. At that point I would have to lift the next piece up and reach down underneath there and take it out. But either way, you know, we'll get that taken care of in the morning. And once I put that stuff down, guess what? I can start laying these concrete pavers. So chances are I'm going to start laying concrete pavers in the morning, in the afternoon. Now what I can do too is before that I could take my paint in the morning and I could paint a little bit where the black is, where this is. I can continue this color to the inside corner, let's say right there, and I got a little bit of white splatter on here when I installed that last coat of roof coating, right? I could repaint that edge all the way over to there. I could get rid of the white in the corner, and in this corner, right up in there, and then repaint. I could repaint that edge too. I could do that in the morning, because I can't do it now because I put some black mastic down in there, that black caulking, and it's still wet. I can paint over that, I think. I'll try that in the morning, and then we'll see if we can't get these tiles back down. I know if I work on that tomorrow, Mommy would be excited about that. She keeps saying, "Are you almost done? Are you almost done? Got those tiles down yet?" No, not yet, not yet. And the one thing along this edge, I could see that this wall is not perfectly square. If you were with me on that one video when I dry fit everything on the floor, I did that because I wasn't quite sure where to put this, and I wanted to double check it, and it all fit pretty well except on here there was about a 3/8 half-inch gap of the tile, and then it tapered down to nothing. And when I eyeballed it, it looked like the line was going pretty straight, and then on this last tile it kind of took an angle, and so I had to move this one out away from the wall a little bit more, and had to make adjustments on these tiles and make little gaps. Well, I really don't want that, and it's just the last guys who did that, and it was this particular tile right here. I remember because it was broken off. Remember, the piece was broken off, and so I might have to. I was thinking about shaving this off about 5/16 down to nothing, about this far. You know, maybe about that far, because there was still a gap. There was still a gap in there, a big gap, and it's because when they put the trim on both sides, I think what happens is this wall kind of dive bombs in and then goes back out just slightly. I mean, it's not that much, not that big of a deal, but I was thinking about getting a grinder, concrete grinder, and grinding that edge off, or grinding blade, masonry blade for my my skill saw, my saw, and I don't know if they have masonry blades for that size skill saw, because it was only the saw was only 6 1/4 inch blade, and so I might have to look at that and either do that or get a grinder that you put the blade on, all just to cut this off about 1/4 inch, 5/16 down to nothing, about this far. Yeah, all for that. And I think I might have to run to the store and see what I can get, see what's going to work, and see how easy it is going to be to cut that. That will help this one tile get closer to the wall on that end, and that's the end that I need to get pushed over to the left a little bit, and then these lines will stay nice and tight then. And I've already determined that I can slide things over a little bit to be able to do that. Look at that. Look at him. Little ladybug right there. Ladybug, ladybug, fly away home. Your house is on fire and your children will burn. And I'm not sure what he's doing out here. My word, it's middle of October, and pretty soon the rains and the snow is going to come. Where's that guy going to go? I have no idea, but hopefully he'll be safe. Okay, that's all I got for today. That's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more videos, and more videos will start tomorrow so we can get this concrete tiles, pavers back down on this floor. I'm looking forward to that. Oh, my aching back. I know these are going to be heavy, but I know I can do it. I just flip-flop it back and forth, back and forth. I use my cardboard on the floor so I don't mess up the floor, scratch up the floor. And it's going to be tricky to get them in here now, because before you saw that last bit, I just flopped them down and slid them back because I didn't have that trim back up, and I didn't have that trim up. So now when I go to put things down, it's going to be kind of tricky, but I'll be able to do it. I'll be able to do it. And I've got an idea on what to do with this floor. Remember I say once you get all the tiles down, if you ever wanted to pull up one of these tiles, let's say, how on earth would you be able to do it? Because they're 1 7/8" tall, and there's no real way to just get in there. You'd have to take one tile and lift it perfectly straight up. How are you going to do that? I have no idea how you would do that. I was lucky that this floor was falling down, and even then, as you saw, it was difficult for me to get them. So when I get ready for this last bit, I've got a thought of what I'm going to do on this last tile in case I ever need to pull this section up again. I'm not planning on ever having any issues with this floor, but if I ever do, I'll know that because I can crawl underneath the house and get underneath this area now. And if I ever do, it's like, how am I going to pull these tiles up? Well, I've got a thought, an idea for that last tile too. And so you might want to check that out tomorrow. I'll see you then. Well, tomorrow is a big day. I'm getting ready to reinstall my concrete pavers, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about, kaboom, I'm going to install this timer. It's a dimmer. So you turn it off down here, and then there's a dimmer paddle right there. And the cool thing with this is it's not a single pole dimmer. I can hook it up as a single pole, or look at that, 3-way. That's where there's 2 switches in the wall at different locations. And in this room, I've got these can lights all the way around here, and I think at night it would look cool to have these dimmed down, like when you're watching TV or something. And so I'm going to put this in. I'm going to put it in at the bottom of the stairs. Come down the stairs. This dimmer switch is going to be right here. So that's what I'm going to do on this particular video. You want to see that? I have never installed a 3-way dimmer before, so I'm curious how the wiring is going to be in there. And this particular dimmer is set up that way. Not all dimmers are 3-ways. So, and I talked to the store, and I says, I was pretty sure of the answer. I was like, can I put a dimmer on this one and leave the other 3-way switch alone? And they said, yeah, you can do that. So this one here is just going to be an on-off for these lights. Okay? And then I'm going to have the dimmer over there. And if you wanted a 3-way dimmer at both locations, you can do that too. There's a way to do that when you wire this up. So I'm curious how that's going to work. If you want to see that, stick around.